This video was brought to you by Smorkix, bringing quality and affordable streetwear to people all over the world. Subscribe to the newsletter and get 10% off your first order. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 60-second sneaker reviews, and today I have for you the Yeezy V2 in the Ash Pearl colorway. As always, if you like this content and you find it helpful, if you could just do me one huge favor, take 1 second out of your day to click like and subscribe below. Completely free. That little bit of support goes a long way for the channel. And with that said, let's jump into the review. As always, first things first is the sizing. For these, I went with my normal V2 size, which is a size 10.5. And honestly, these feel a little bit looser and a little bit bigger than some of my other V2s, especially like the original ones. Like if you look at the Zebra, for example, if you compare the toes for these, you can see that this one is actually slightly less kind of tight, I guess is the best way to say it. A lot more like flexibility in this toe for the Ash Pearls versus these Zebras, which I've worn tons and tons of times. And I do notice right around here in the front, I do have a lot more room in the toe box, which I wasn't really expecting compared to other V2s like the Breads, the Infrareds, and so on. And so with that, I did notice that there's actually a little bit of more room in the toe compared to the other sneakers, compared to my other V2s, which was a bit of a bummer. My foot doesn't really slip a whole lot, but it is a bit more room than I would like, so I would have liked to have gone up only half a size rather than a whole size. So I'm normally a size 9.5 in all my Jordan 1s. I usually get a size 10.5 for V2s, and for these I would have probably preferred a size 10. Similar to the Citron Reflectors that I have in the V2 Glows, those all feel a little bit looser. And the prime knit itself, which is what the upper is mostly made of, this doesn't feel like this is the same kind of prime knit as the other V2s, which again usually feel a lot more tight here, which is one of the bigger remarks that people have about the sizing, which I don't get that in these. With that said, I do really like these a lot. I really like a lot of the more recent Yeezys that have been more neutral in terms of the colorways, where you see this kind of like very nice nude colored stripe, which is like a nice ash pearl color, which, given the name of the sneakers, it's the ash pearl. If you look at this design right here, some of these striations, you see the ash pearl along with kind of like lighter white and tan, and even just stripes throughout. And then you see the that same sort of color intertwined with more navy and white colors, and then especially on the inside of it too, which is mostly navy. So if you look at these sneakers, it actually has a really cool stripe of this ash pearl color, which does stand out quite a bit, and I really am liking a lot of the neutral colors. Another thing I really like about these is actually the sole is actually slightly more yellow or darker than the midsole itself, versus other V2s, kind of like the Zebras, where it's all the same color. These will stain very, very heavily, and the stains are a lot more noticeable right away because it's all one color versus these, which are two colors. In terms of price-wise, these are running anywhere between the mid 200s to the low 300s for these, which is pretty on par with most other Yeezys, for these retailing at 220. So I would say that this is definitely a great price for Yeezys, considering how expensive some of these can get. One thing I will say though, if you are also kind of in the same boat where you might have gotten a slightly too big of a size, you should look at local sneaker shops. Like for example, in the Bay Area, there's the Fix Kicks and Soul Supremacy, which if you can always call them and see if they'll do a size swap for you. You might have to pay a bit, but that's better than having to resell them and then save up and then get the money to buy another pair. But that said, that's all I have for this review today. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks again for watching. And as always, if you like this content and find it helpful, if you could just take 1 second out of your day to hit like, hit subscribe, it's completely free. That little bit of support goes such a long way for this channel. And with that said, thank you so much, and I hope to see you back here for the next one.